Thanks for tuning in to our most recent edition of the 50 Forum podcast. Sergeant Stovall here down at the Crime Prevention Center. We've got a really action-packed week coming up, and it's going to be something we're going to highlight today. We've got some friends. We've got a packed house in here as well, just to kind of go along with the week. A really exciting event coming up this Saturday. We've got kind of two events packed into one. So we've got our Beat the Heat 5K followed by the Guns and Hoses softball game out at Dehler Park. So the run is going to schedule to be kicked off about 8 o'clock. And then the first pitch of the softball game should be right around 11 o'clock. So we're looking to kind of extend our series streak against the firefighters. We won the first two games. They beat us last year. And then we're looking to get a little revenge this year and get that trophy back home. So even though our video tech here, Victoria Hill, the PIO from the city of Billings, decided to wear her fire department shirt in here today. So
I have to represent fire one way or another. There's no firefighters.
Oh, that's right. It's all police in this building. It's all thin blue line here. So today we're getting joined by quite a few people. We're going to talk about some of the events, what's going to happen during the day. That kind of stuff. And then we've also got a really special sponsor or a nonprofit that's here that we are actually going to be sponsoring today. So I'm going to first start with Rob and Tony over here. Tony being one of our officers here down at the Crime Prevention Center, and then Rob Selman from Faithful Disaster Restoration, who is our big sponsor for the game. They are the guys and gals behind the scenes. They're what makes it run. So Rob, we'll kind of start with you. I appreciate you joining us today, and tell us a little bit about you guys and what you do there at Faithful.
We're a restoration company, so we handle everything from water damage, fire damage, smoke damage. We do trauma cleanups or forensic cleanups. Faithful's been in Billings, I think we're going on year 19.
Mm-hmm.
Started as a carpet cleaning business and then grew from there to now we just do restoration.
Awesome.
So yeah, got a crew of about 30, 40 folks, and yeah.
Awesome.
Continuing to grow.
Bright blue cars driving around, cars and trucks driving around town. Yeah,
everyone
got some good graphics on them.
Social media game we do once a year
Yeah.
to kind of
See where you guys are at around town.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Find Faithful. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one.
That's right. Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
Rob, tell us how you got involved in the softball game and kind of what you guys do behind the scenes there.
Yeah. So Faithful, before I started working there, I think as far as I know, they were just a sponsor. Donated some cash, maybe a couple volunteers to help with the game, and then kind of grew from there. We got more involved each year, and now we kind of help you guys with planning the whole thing and drumming up sponsorships from other local businesses. And
Sure.
We have a whole crew of volunteers to come help out on race and game day. So
Excellent. Yeah, you guys are a huge help to us. We couldn't do it without you guys. I mean, you guys are the lifeblood behind it. So we really, really appreciate you guys doing this. So
we enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
It's a lot of
Us
work,
too.
but it's a lot of fun. It's worth it too to help these guys out. So
Yeah, absolutely. And before we jump into there too, Tony Nichols, one of our star softball players.
I don't know about that. Maybe 20 years ago.
So Tony's one of our players. He also helps me with behind the scenes events. He's been doing this the last couple of years, more involved as I have been on patrol. But now as I'm moving over to this new spot, I've been able to jump in and Tony and I kind of work in the police department side of it. So what's a day look like or a day or just a time frame in planning something like this, Tony, down here?
Well, we got a lot of people that we got to get involved. Like today we had to go let MSUB that we were going to be coming to their campus and things like that. We've gone around and we've handed out flyers for the game, for the run, just to try and get the word out that it's happening again. Just trying to let the community know what's going on and, that we've got the event coming up again.
Mm-hmm.
It's turning out to be something pretty big. Last year it was a great turnout, great donations, great sponsorships, everything. And I think, with the help of these guys, it's even better this year. So It's good to get the community, to have more buy-in and, get them notified that this stuff is going on. So
Sure.
we're really busy. We've been really busy doing that.
Yeah. What's it feel like, from your side? We get the national anthem and then they run us out on the field and just the cheering from the crowd and stuff. What's that feel like to you?
Well, I played college baseball a
Yeah.
little bit, and
Yeah.
obviously growing up playing baseball in high school and stuff like that, brings you back to that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool, getting to play
Yeah.
at Dehler Park.
Yeah.
I played at Cobb Field when I was in high school. So
Yeah.
it kind of brings that all back. So it's pretty cool for us.
Yeah, coming full circle, and
Yeah.
we just our injuries hang around a little longer.
Yeah,
than
that's
back in
more
high
for
school.
about a
We're,
week, yeah.
we're a little older, can't run quite as quick there. So, yeah, well, Robert, I'll kind of turn it back to you, and
Okay.
and you guys at Faithful brought the nonprofit that we're going to sponsor this year to us. So, tell us about that. If you want to tell us a little bit about how you guys found them, and kind of roll from there.
Yeah. So from what I know Nick has a history with you guys, but my introduction was when they were moving into the house that they're in currently. I think it was a radiator leak that you guys had, and we ended up going in and doing some demo work and drying them out and stuff like that. And so that was my introduction to them, was through that. And then I think I ended up coming over and trying to get like a video testimonial from you guys, which turned out okay, I think.
Yeah.
We went to you guys' fundraiser thing last October, and Nick and his wife Jen love these guys a lot.
Sure.
And so when it came time this year to pick the sponsorship, it was kind of a no-brainer because we've been involved with them a lot and figured we'd try to get the word out for them because I know not a lot of people know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so we figured we'd do this and try to shine the spotlight on them a little bit.
Sure,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
And a local, nonprofit that's out in the community helping people is huge for us. So, keeping that money here locally and helping somebody for a good cause. So I'll introduce Heidi and Heather here from SONshine Ministries. And just to get started, tell us about what you guys do, what you're out doing in the community, and what you guys offer as far as your organization goes.
So Love and Sunshine is a faith-based maternity home. What we do is we actually provide housing, safe housing for some of the most vulnerable people out there,
Sure.
pregnant and parenting teens and youth. But we're not just a shelter. It's an entire program. So we have a lot of different things that we do, a lot of components to our program. Our moms are able to stay with us for 18 months to 2 years,
Wow.
or until we can transition them to independent living. So that being said, we have basically 4 phases of our program. We start with a reception phase, which is them just coming in. And oftentimes, anyone who's had any experience with traumatized people or people who've been through trauma, poverty, neglect, abuse, those types of things, homelessness, they just need to rest.
Yeah.
So that's really our reception phase. It's not that long. We do like to get them involved right away, and then we move into our redemption phase, which is where they start to learn life skills training, parenting, budgeting, cooking, cleaning. They get their driver's licenses. They get their high school diploma. They start in with education beyond that, if that's what they want or desire. And we just work with them to connect them with community resources. And then if you want to...
And then once we get them plugged into those resources, we also have them involved with mental health care from the
Great.
very beginning. So they have group therapy once a week, and they also have individual one-on-one therapy once a week where they're working with mental health to try to help them through some of the healing that they're going to need. And so we get them initially plugged in. We start with classes. We have a variety of classes that the young moms go through depending on where they're at. So if they're pregnant, they would go through prenatal classes, what to expect in delivery. We have any resources from someone who comes in to do help with pelvic floor physical therapy exercises for after, during and after, to lactation consultants. So they're provided all those services, and then we move into more of the responsibility phase. That's where there are more requirements of the young mothers. So they are required to be participating in a certain number of hours per week of program hours. So that can be schooling, it can be life skills classes, it can be workforce training, it can be studying for an exam, their mental health. So those things are part of those program hours. And each week, each mother has to participate in 30 hours per week of program hours. So throughout the time of having this shoulder-to-shoulder parenting and support and the love of a family, so much is poured into these young mamas. But alongside of them, we are teaching them new skills. And the hope is that we can change that cycle, that trajectory of that cycle. So no longer is the only option this cycle of poverty and neglect and abuse and trauma, but now there's another way. There's a better way where they can stop that trajectory and change not just one generation, generation, but two. So that's one of our mottos, impacting generations 2 heartbeats at a time. And our goal is to empower them.
Yeah.
So we empower them to give them the tools where they can do it. And one thing that we always say, and we teach new staff, is that we do for the mamas what they cannot do for themselves. Everything else, we help them, we support them, we guide them, and we're there for them. We're there for them even when they fall and make a poor choice and have to have consequences from that.
Sure.
And so that's kind of what our program consists of. And then once they get to where they're a lot more independent, we feel like they're getting ready to launch, then we're going to help them with transitional living.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. And, just being a police officer, working the street for a number of years, I think Tony can attest to this as well, is a lot of places that we go to, a lot of the, people that we are, making poor decisions or poor choices, they, a lot of times they come from a single parent household, and they, didn't have the opportunity, or their parent didn't have the opportunity to learn some of these life skills and that. So it's just teaching that and coming full circle with it is a huge help. And that's, pushing forward into the future, trying to make that big change. So we really commend what you guys are doing and are super happy to partner with you guys on this. And it's been great. So how did you guys get started? What kind of drove you to do that? What fueled behind you?
Well, we've kind of been trying to think back to when we first started taking in homeless teens. So Heidi and I and our families, as our children got into middle school and high school, we found this huge unmet need of homeless teenagers needing shelter, needing love, needing support, needing care. So the first time we took someone in was about 22 years ago. And we started getting involved in things that we felt like tangible things that we could do. So tumbleweed, gift card programs at the schools, backpack programs, so that we could help support these children. But we found that the kids that lived with us over the years, that if they just had a little bit of support, a little bit of love, someone who believed in them, someone that could say, you can do this. You're smart. You've got all the skills. We're going to help you. You can do this. That they went on to be successful. And over the years, both of our families, I don't know if we can even count the number of homeless children that lived with us for sometimes, a few days, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes years. And many of those we have just wonderful relationships with today. And so a few years ago, the Lord just really placed it on our heart that we needed to do something. So we left our secure jobs and pulled out retirement and started the process of developing and learning about a nonprofit. And I would say for the last 4 years, we've just been students of the industry.
Sure.
What can we do to make this a wonderful program where we can not only come alongside of these women, but that it's going to be successful? And we have really a big vision as well. Beyond the housing, we really want to provide transitional living. Housing and rental in this area is really, really difficult for our young mamas. And so we have lots of vision over the next several years, but that's how we got started in doing this work.
Excellent. So. And you guys, it's almost like looking at the same person back and forth, right? So you guys are sisters.
We're twins. Actually.
Excellent. That's right. Yes. And then what a great way to be able to, start a business, build from the ground up, or, a nonprofit with such a great message and helping the community out and dealing with your family doing that. So how's that been for you?
We are so incredibly grateful. This community has just rallied around us, not just our community here, but statewide. It's just been humbling. So humbling to see the number of people who've either been impacted by a single pregnant mom, or having a child as a teen, or having to give a baby up for adoption. Those types of things. So many people have been impacted, and we have just been amazed. People have rallied around, and of course, the Lord has just richly blessed us.
Sure.
It's been an amazing ministry. Our moms, even though we are a faith-based maternity home, they know that coming in, but we don't force it on them.
Sure.
We want to just be the hands and feet of Jesus without ever sometimes speaking the words. And so that's where we really come alongside them and love them through it, love them through the hard. Because anytime you are a single mom or dad, single parent, your life is going to be harder. It just is. And it's going to be harder to get out in the workforce and get an education. And if we can provide those beginning steps for them and help walk alongside them with our staff and amazing volunteers. We have over 100 volunteers.
Wow.
And just people that have just come out of the woodwork. We have people that will drop off fruit or vegetables on the drop of a dime. Diapers, wipes, toiletries, just whatever is needed. It's amazing, humbling, and faithful. Disaster restoration has been just so impactful to our organization. Nick and Jennifer are dear friends of ours. We go way back. Actually, his mom was our kids' kindergarten teacher way back in the day, and now they're all grown and everything. But so Faithful's just been an amazing support.
And if I could just piggyback a little bit on that too, when you take on an endeavor like this, it's a very steep learning curve.
Yeah.
I came from the healthcare world for almost 30 years. She was in finance and human resources. And so we also, as I mentioned, have just kind of become students. And even though it's been wonderful, we've seen, lots of beauty, we've also had to learn a lot. We've stumbled a little bit and had to learn from those mistakes and, okay, we're going to do it this way, differently this way next time. And one thing I think about with Faithful Disaster Restoration and their involvement is when that leak happened, we ended up having to take the home that we had purchased completely down to the studs. The foundation had to be dug 6 inches. We have everything. Walls came down. It doubled in price. The cost went from $550,000 to $1.1 million. But what was amazing is that throughout this whole thing, us and our team, our board of directors and volunteers, we just embrace the messy. Yep. And that's what we do with the home and the girls that are coming into the home. We embrace the hardship and the heartache, and we come alongside of them and help them to understand that they have everything within them to succeed and to make a better life for them and their child.
It's huge.
So,
yeah, absolutely. No, that's you guys are getting me motivated and pumped up in this. So we'll see if we can crank a home run for you there.
Hey.
Well, Heidi's throwing out the first pitch, I guess.
That's right. She's our first pitch. That is. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be great. Jumping back with Tony here. Obviously, we're in Game 4 of the series. How do you see this one playing out? How are you feeling?
Well, we got a rebound. We
Yep.
got a rebound after last year.
Yep.
We laid an egg last year. So
Yeah.
I was the pitcher last year, so I will take all blame for it. But this
That's
year,
big of you.
I am not pitching. So I think we're gonna win 11-7.
11-7.
That's
the call.
my guess.
All right, we'll get rolling with
Are we
that.
placing bets on this? We can.
Careful.
Hand it. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Robert, what's your prediction?
Oh man, I mean, if you just go by track record, they've got a good chance at pulling it out again this year.
Yeah.
Just for fun, I'll say the opposite. We'll keep it interesting, and I'll lead since she's wearing the shirt. I'll side with her and.
Oh, jeez.
I know I'm in the wrong place. to say
You
it,
are in the wrong building.
There's a blue line right behind you. That's right. Heidi and Heather, what do you guys think?
Oh, let's see. Should we split?
Sure.
All right. Who are you going to
You guys work together. Such a good team. Twins. We share one mind.
Well, I'll let you take the blue, and I'll
Okay.
take the red.
Okay.
Because, that way you won't get picked on in here.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. There we
She
go.
is 2 minutes older.
We're gonna fix who's throwing out the first pitch then.
That's right.
What's your score prediction?
Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm going to say 6-8.
6-8 Fire guys?
6-8.
Mm-hmm.
Fire guys and gals.
Mm-hmm. I like the 11-7. Wasn't that you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm going to go.
That's a lot. That's a high scoring game. A lot of runs. Terrible ERA by the
Lot
pitcher.
of
I'm
bad
for it.
defense.
A lot of bad
A lot
defense.
of bad
Yeah.
defense.
That's right. We got struck by a little bit of that last
Yes,
year.
we did.
So
Yep.
yeah, and they've been running their mouths a little bit. You heard anything from them at all?
Just in the meetings with
Yeah.
the bowler.
Yeah.
He seems to think that
They're pretty confident
better
over
than
there.
we are.
They're
that's all right.
they're running that confidence.
We'll show it on Saturday.
Let them have at it. Yeah. The most important trophy, though, is there's a trophy awarded to the team that raises the most donations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously what's most important here is you get the fun of the game, you get the excitement. We're out there having fun, working hard, playing in the sun, which is probably going to be around one of the cooler days of the week in the low 90s. So that'll be great for us. Stay hydrated. But the most important part, obviously, is the charity that we donate to every year. And so we're going to invite the public to come out, our citizens of Billings and anywhere statewide. We've got people that do come from out of town to this event. It's a great time. You get into Dehler Park for free. Get to check it out. There's going to be some police and SWAT vehicles there. There's going to be big fire trucks and an area where you can spray a fire hose. We've got dunk tanks. We've got a lot of good stuff and fun happening. There'll be some games in between the innings and the whole deal there. So it's going to be a great fun-filled. Most importantly, it's a huge family day for people to get out and bring the kids. We got swag for sale, T-shirts and badges and all kinds of stuff that kids and families get, and all the proceeds go to Love and Sunshine Ministries here. So it's going to be a great day, a ton of fun out there. And we're gonna hopefully bring that trophy home of not who wins the game, but who raises the most donations. So that's something I think Tony, you can attest to that. Just what we really pride ourselves on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The more money we can bring in for Love and Sunshine, the better. That's really what we're doing it for.
Yep.
I could care less if we win the game, but if we bring the money in for them, that's what I really care about.
Yep. As soon as the microphones go off, Tony's going to say we got to win. No, that's good. That's good. No, I like it. So any last words of advice, anything like that, Rob? Anything you guys want to say on your end from Faithful there?
Yeah, just show up. There's, like you said, there's going to be a lot of fun things going on. It's a family-friendly event. Bring your cash, get ready to donate to these guys. And we do have Venmo this year, so if you don't have cash, you don't have an excuse. We have Venmo. Everyone's got a cell phone, so just be prepared to have fun and dig deep in your pockets to help these guys out.
Yeah.
And we're really glad to be part of it. We love to give back to the community. We think it's important to, as the company grows and gets bigger, not to just keep it all to themselves, but to be able to share it. And this is one way we can do that. And Guns and Hoses is kind of a big event, and we enjoy doing it. So glad to be part of it.
Absolutely. And before the baseball game, as we keep reminding everybody as well, there's a 5K. Where are we starting at, Tony?
Grandview Park.
Grandview Park. Yep. Up off in the Pauley area there, right by the St. Vincent's or Intermountain, whichever they're going by now, by the hospital. So there's got some racers out there. We're going to have a male and female police officer, so you get to come out and test your fitness skills against a male and a female officer, and then the overall number one winner of the race is going to get a $500 cash prize this year. So big thank you to the sponsors of the entire event, both the 5K and the softball game. Really helping us out with that, being able to make this stuff possible for us. So get out, get registered. You can still get signed up. You can check BPD's Facebook page. You can check Faithful's page there as well. There's got a QR code and a link to get to the race, so you can get signed up for that. So they can sign up even day of, correct?
Yeah, you can show up at the race and sign up. Yeah,
perfect. So, excellent. Yeah, so we got plenty of time to get signed up. So we'll get as many people as we can out there, try and get nice and stretched, and then kick you out there for the race and see who can come home with that $500 prize. So that'll be really cool to see and a lot of fun. So ladies, thanks so much for coming today. We really appreciate you having us, sharing your guys' kind of vision and what you're doing over there and getting the word out to the public. So we're super excited to have you and just honored that we can, be able to be the sponsors to donate to you guys to kind of continue to grow. And you guys are doing some amazing things in the community, and we really, really appreciate that very much. So
we appreciate you guys so much.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate it, and thank you to everybody for tuning in. Again, inviting you guys to come out this Saturday. The Beat the Heat 5K starts at 8 o'clock at Grandview Park. Right after that, we're going to finish up the day with the Beat the Heat softball game, or Guns and Hoses softball game out there at Dehler Park. Admission is free to get in. There'll be all kinds of goodies and concessions will be there. They're serving drinks, the whole thing. So it'll be just like a full day at the ballpark. So after a little run in the morning. So we appreciate you guys and all your support in the Billings community, and I look forward to seeing you next time.